Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Hollywood After Dark. Today, of course, is the 6th of March, 2022. We have seen the Batman drop this weekend to insanely good numbers, and despite people over there in the Sill Nation trying to downplay this movie for months, they have taken an L. Oh, and we are here to hand deliver it, folks. Tonight, I'm not an Uber Eats delivery driver. I deliver the L's. Hollywood After Dark, baby. Let's fucking go. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Hollywood After Dark, or as it may be referred to tonight, the Scooby Gang claps back. The Scooby Gang solves the mystery. Now, if you've been paying attention to any of the drama over the course of the past couple of weeks, you might have noticed that people associated with this program have taken a little bit of a umbrage, not really digging on the constant shitting on the Batman from people out there that are doing it because they know that their absolutely dim-witted, ignorant audience will never question the results of things that they say, because they're not smart enough to actually go through and look at the data themselves. So they listen to storytellers, they listen to charlatans, they listen to ne'er-do-wells, they listen to people that are just trying to bilk their emotional responses for them sweet, sweet supers. For them likes and them clicks and that money, baby. Gotta make that money, because greed, my friends, is a hell of a fucking drug, right? Especially here on the used tubes. Greed is a motherfucker. So tonight, we are going to be looking at, laughing at, and giving an L to people like Sil Abdul and Mikey Sutton. And it's a well-deserved L. It is a well-deserved L, guys. Because, of course, the Batman has done fantastic. The Batman has done amazing. The Batman has defied expectations even put forth by the studio. And apparently, agenda writers like Scott Mendelson, who for some reason was a decent source to use, despite being the opposition. Because when you need to fill a narrative, the enemy of my enemy, right? That being said, let's bring in tonight's guests. There may be more joining as the night goes on, but of course we've got RJ, our little Miss Velma, which I don't know, I kind of get that. And then Black Ops Jimbo. How's it going, guys?
What up?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know. It's kind of a disgrace to have the leader of the Scooby Gang here, but it's got to be what's got to be, I guess.
I thought Caden was a leader of the Scooby Gang.
I don't know anymore.
I don't know.
It's kind of fluctuating. Well, to be fair, I haven't gotten a fuck you like Sil gave to Caden.
Oh, so. Okay, that's right. You might after tonight. Tonight.
I've been on a roll tonight, baby. I love it.
Now I know that
you didn't get blocked today.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'll be blocked after the stream. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure I will be as well, because Mr. Sil Abdul can't take the heat.
Wait, so you're telling me I got blocked before both of you got blocked?
Yeah, I'm not blocked. I guarantee you I'm muted. I guarantee you I am muted.
I don't know how that
blocked.
happened, but it did.
That's crazy. Wow.
Well, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. So last night, and I'll just say this again, last night, Sil ran an entire, I've never seen this before, guys. In all of my years on this website, especially being a bit of a controversial individual, I've never seen a grown man nearly brought to tears crying about me on stream, about things that I'm a horrible, terrible person. I'm a monster. I'm a cancer. I'm all of these things. And if you've ever paid attention, if you've ever talked to me, if you know me at all, you know that's not the case. I am very blunt in my opinions, but I'm also really easygoing and fun to talk to. And the thing is, people out there have an agenda of their own. They have a narrative that they have to write in order to keep their audience, ignorant and in need of a villain. Of course they want to put that spotlight on me, because I'm the one person who's been vocal in all of this. I have not swayed on my opinion. In a year, I haven't swayed on my opinion, despite people coming out and calling me all of these things. I've never done it. But I thought it was really funny last night. It was flattering even to have that level of attention thrust upon me. But of course, folks, you know the merit of a man when he's criticizing someone but won't actually say their name. Because he's afraid, folks. You know that, right, RJ? Jimbo, he's afraid that if he says my name 3 times, I appear. But I'm already blocked in his chat, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I mean, you are the resident ghost of the hour, so I guess that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah, I'm the ghost of Kiev, taking down shitty-ass Russian jets and giving them L's, baby. That's
right.
I don't even know if that's real, to be honest with you, but it's a cool story, folks. It's a great propaganda in order to sway favor towards people in desperate need of it, the Ukrainians, obviously, which is kind of the point, right? This is what I mean. When you are in need of a narrative, when you are in need of a way to spread your propaganda, so then people come over to your side, what better way than to play on emotions and to make something appear larger than life? And then especially in the case of these two guys, very much kind of make it that you're the only source of information. Because that's one thing.
All the trades are wrong. The trades aren't reliable. However, here's the thing, Matt, and I said this on Mad Max's stream. Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz gone pretty touchy-feely lately on the press story. You notice that?
Yeah, well, there was that report that Doomcock got laughed at for them having sex. But you know where that originated, right?
Oh, I know. But the thing is, Matt, listen, I won't believe Doomcock, but if Geek Aussie would have reported that, I would have believed that 100%.
Sure. I actually read that report on 4chan, like when it dropped.
To be fair, that's about as reliable as they have been. They get most of their stuff from 4chan, right? Just like Doomcock anyway.
Well, I'll tell you this though, right? So back in 2019, somebody dropped, and this is kind of on point with the whole Scooby-Doo shit. Somebody dropped the entire plot of Scoob, the animated movie, on 4chan back in 2020, and it was accurate.
Nobody believed it, yeah.
And no one believed it. So that's the thing. So we're talking about this whole scoop between Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz. They were banging in the Batmobile, and then apparently, like, she got preggers. That was the report. Yeah. And all that jazz. I don't believe any of that stuff, but they definitely have chemistry, and they definitely.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, like I said, Matt, I mean, I won't believe Doomcock, but I'll gladly believe Mikey Sutton. Obviously.
Well, yeah, here's
if Mikey told me that Robert Pattinson gave the shaft to Zoe Kravitz, I would get on my knees and be like, "Thank you, Mikey Sutton, for the glorious scoop. Thank you."
Yes, there you go. That's how it works there. You know what though? But just let's start off by taking a look at Geekosity, because I was kind of curious about some of this, right? So I just took a look here over on the website for the Batman, seeing the kind of things he's talking about, because it's stuff that he says over on Sill's channel, in my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, but in my opinion, doesn't really seem to reflect what comes to his website, which is really weird for me. If you're gonna put your name out there, and you're going to, attach it to scoops and all this stuff. And hey, I've always supported Mikey on that front. Why would you go to some small channel with only 2,000 subs that really doesn't get like a lot of views? And I'm not criticizing. I don't get that many views either, but it's like, I'm just pointing that out. Like, if you have a lot more sway in like Facebook and in other areas, why would you go over? Because as far as I understand it, and this going back, by the way, this is some old Mikey lore, by the way. When Mikey first got into the whole, talking to YouTubers stuff, he was giving me a lot of stuff, but I'm the one who told him to spread the love, to give it to smaller channels who might need it. I'm the one who suggested that, because I thought that these guys could use the bump, and use the support. Now, the thing is, though, is that he stopped doing that and has now worked a financial deal with Sill. And I don't know the specifics of it, but clearly they are in cahoots together to sell the narrative that the Snyderverse will continue, despite all evidence pointing to the contrary. And that's where things are interesting. So if you're looking through just the website, so we see here that this popped up, I think just today. Other villains Matt Reeves wants to introduce. We've already heard some reports about that, but not from Mikey, from Edwin. Anya Taylor-Joy in talks for Harley Quinn in the Batman franchise, which
that came from Giant Frickin' Robot as well, from what I understand.
Yeah. And I don't believe that for one damn bit.
Well, if it's Giant Frickin' Robot, they're about as reliable as we got this covered. So
yeah, and you got one here. Matt Reeves initially worried the Batman as detective may be too complex. Maybe the Batman movie list casting reveals the Joker. That was not even from Mikey. Robert Pattinson says the Batman's first reaction revealed from Mikey Sutton. I mean, this of course is stuff that was already out there from other things, Disney Plus's Moon Knight, more horror than the Batman, new footage of Robert Pattinson. I mean, this is not, we're not seeing anything here about box office. We're not seeing anything here about the audience not responding to him, about the trash bag Riddler. We're not seeing any of the negativity that has come out of everything involving Sil Abdul's channel and all the toxicity that comes out of that channel.
Right. It's not exactly reflecting what you see on the website.
It's not reflected. Exactly. It's not reflected at all. And that's the reason why at this point, it almost comes across like Mikey's just a dollar store Doomcock. He's gone down that path. And I know that he hates Doomcock, but he's acting more and more like him every day, or he's becoming the new Cameron Pasha, of whom I know again for a fact that he hates Cameron Pasha. And he used to send me stuff that Cameron would say that we would laugh at. Same with Doomcock, and all of these other things he would do. But I believe, and this is a phrase that someone close to him has said to me, that they believe he is drunk with fame. And I'm like, if you think 160 people watching you live at max is drunk with fame, then you need to really up your constitution to liquor, because that ain't it. That ain't it. Especially when you're going down the path of trying to play into this extremely niche market of people who are, willing to believe anything at this point, in my opinion, at least. So Prodos here says Mikey's playing both sides. You know what? He probably is. Jess here says Mikey, we're supposed to be the chosen one. Yeah, but he sold out. In my mind, absolutely sold the hell out. Why? And I don't even know why. I can't even figure out why.
Well, as far as I'm aware, and this isn't exactly non-public, but I mean it's kind of something. Most close associates to Mikey don't really even like Sil anyway, from what I understand.
Yes.
So
that is true. That is what I've heard as well.
It's just a very bizarre situation, the business relationship between those two. Which, I mean,
yeah,
I don't really care too much about it, but it's just something interesting to think about.
It is interesting when people get into it. Because, I mean, last night, Sil had his little cry fest, his little echo chamber. The hen house is what I'm referring to them as the hen house. Right. That's all it is.
Clap back Saturday where no one could actually clap back at each other. It was an echo chamber because
I
was the term that he was over it. He didn't want to deal with nobody. He gave us a chance to clap back at him on Tuesday during his coffee talk because we simply dared to ask questions and push back even a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this: when he did the first clapback stream, I literally watched the whole stream because I had nothing else to do. And I was waiting for him to actually make valid clapbacks, but it was just the whole stream of that was just making subtle passive aggressive remarks, calling us Scooby Gang, and it's funny, dude. I was actually waiting for a clapback. There wasn't nothing that he could actually clap back with, and I'm just waiting for it. And this last one, he's talking about evidence, but yet displayed none. He just kept referring to that he has evidence, and it's just if you're gonna clap back, can you actually clap back? Because it's just weird with this passive aggressive stuff.
What it is it's very, very cleverly designed, if you will, to just feed into that echo chamber is all it is.
Well, it's meant to feed in and get the audience riled up, but it doesn't really do anything. Yes, and that is true, Degrassi. He does he pulls kind of a joker. He laughs a lot.
Yeah, you can tell the other day when everyone is roasting him in his chat and roasting him on Twitter, and he was having trouble containing it all. Because the thing is, though, when he's on StreamYard and his mods might come in and block comments, he still sees the comments because they don't get blocked on StreamYard. Yeah, we all do. Yeah, so he's seeing them and you can tell, and he starts laughing more and more and more. And it was funny. It was really funny. Prodos here says Sil's fake laughs are the absolute worst. They are. Very true. Watcher says, I watched that stream, Jimbo. Sil's ridiculous. Exactly. This is the whole point. This is why this is a good idea. Right. This is a good idea to start calling out the bad info, calling out the fake news. Now, Danny here says, who cares about these people? They'll focus on the big fish. When you're influencing an audience of people into believing to not believing what is being reported, but instead to believe them.
Well, you're also emboldening the worst people in the fandom, also, and you're emboldening people to basically be toxic assholes as well.
Yeah.
That's also the problem. You're like, again, it's a problem when a lot of people in the community be like, "Well, I heard it from these guys, so this," and they say this is their information if it's fact, because again, there's no accountability taken whatsoever.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it. Actually, let's bring up the accountability part of it here, because obviously we want to talk about the L. So Sil did a stream today talking about that,
because he got a lot of shit on Twitter, including from me. I'll be honest, I gave him a lot of shit on Twitter.
Well, you did, yeah, and a lot of other people did too. I think you're the one he got. I thought he did block you. No, he blocked Caden. I think he blocked Caden.
He's blocked. Well, no, Caden blocked him first, but no, he blocked Jimbo today.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
I bet he's happy about it, because he was the one. Because I know on his last stream he was like mad that Caden blocked him first because he wants to be the one to block people, which I bet he's happy about that. But I mean, compared to other people, I was respectful about it, which I thought was funny. I'm like,
yeah, that was Jimbo was actually really really respectful. Unlike me, I won't be. So let's see. Protoss here says, remember when Mikey said the Batman would get a max 80 million first weekend?
Oh yeah, trust me, we have clips, folks.
Take the L, exactly. But you got to listen to this. This is how you know a con man won't take accountability. Right? This is how you got to love it. So we'll just take. There's a couple little pieces in here worth looking at, but really the first couple minutes are where you get the idea of a man who's lost but needs to keep lying, keep the grift alive. The snake oil salesman is trying to claw his way back.
Evening, and I don't want to waste too much time on the situation here. Let's just go ahead. Let's go right in, right? Let's go right into this topic here, man.
You hear how nervous his voice is?
A Sunday for me is, I'm kind of chilling all day. I kind of take a nap, then I go to work, Sunday evening. But since I have the Sunday off, I slept in a little late. I wake up to a lot of messages, right? Like I'm kind of seeing like how far this platform is growing, and like it's a blessing that people pay a lot of attention to what you say, right? And everything I say is very purposeful. So if you're paying attention, great. I see a lot of people quoting things we've said, and I stand by anything I say on my platform, right? So today,
keep that in mind.
All I heard was, take the L. The Batman got, 120 plus box office. Take the L. That's what these are things I'm hearing, right? Like they're like, I got DMs. I'm getting tagged and people that I really don't even talk to. It's like, why do you tag someone that doesn't really talk to you? But that's cool. Like, social media. That's cool. It's kind of weird this is a calm coffee talk, but yeah, you kind of, it's kind of like some bad words you probably shouldn't say in the chat right now. So you kind of got thrown out of the club. But as far as what I've been hearing today, they're like, yeah, the Batman has done great. Take the L. Address the L, right? 2 years we've been trying to get you to accept an L. Please do it. I was like, you know what? Let's look at what's been said, right? I try to be very honest with the viewers. I know there's fans of the Batman. I know my reviews kind of tick some people off of the Batman. But
by the way, can I just clarify real quick? I don't think anyone's issue with Sills that he didn't enjoy the movie or had problems with that. I just want to make that very clear.
Yeah.
Like, no one has a problem if you don't like a movie. It's about putting out misinformation and trying to start hate campaigns towards certain things. When you're purposely down-talking stuff to try and embolden people to lash out against something and other fans of a property. That's where the issue really comes in at the heart of it.
Basically. So, and that's the other part of this as well, is I'm looking through mentions at this point, right? Mentions at this point. And there's really not like anyone really at him. It's not many people. I don't know how his DMs are, but it's really not a lot of people. that you would expect. It's very
It's mostly
small.
me and a couple randoms.
It's
to be
like
honest,
I think like
it's mostly me. I was the one giving the most on Twitter.
Sure,
today. I'll be
sure.
honest about that.
I mean, I know, Casey Walsh had a couple things to say.
Oh,
He was retweeting
Casey
some stuff.
retweeted most of my posts though. He kind of kept quiet. I did the talking for
Yeah.
Casey, which they already think I'm a Casey Walsh mouthpiece anyway, even though I barely talk to the guy. But it is what it is.
Oh well, Zeno last night accused me of grooming you guys, right?
Oh,
I got accused of that last night.
Yeah, you groom children.
Yeah, that I groom. No. What did it? Zeno tried to clarify today. He's like, oh no, you're grooming young impressionable people to turn into monsters like you. I love that language. I love that terminology.
Yeah, you're gonna turn us into little monsters.
You're all little monsters, RJ.
I was already called a pod person, so
right.
I'm not mean. Shit, I'll accept it.
We're all little monsters down here.
It's the stupidest crap. But Protoss asking the question: is he going to take the L or nah? That is a very good question, and I want you guys to listen because this is such a funny spin. And it's fantastic.
Things I liked about the film, along with things I didn't like. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this this L. One thing I do want to make very clear of an L to be addressed is that I agree wholeheartedly that Scott Mendelsohn was wrong. Scott Mendelsohn has an L because he said it was 80 million on Forbes.com. That is an L for Scott Mendelsohn. And
but wait,
his projection was not correct.
Hold on.
So I agree with anyone.
Was not still the same person who's doubled down repeatedly and said we're hearing 80 to 90 million?
Yes. Yeah, and
so why is he shifting the blame towards Scott Mendelsohn?
It's not just Scott Mendelsohn. It's not just Scott Mendelsohn, right? It's anyone who reported 80 to 100 million. It's anyone who reported anything like this.
But most of the box office tracking websites are saying it was going to be above 100.
Yeah, most of them. I mean, box office
trades at above 100.
Box Office Pro did say, I think at like it could go between 130 to 185, but I mean that is such a at the low end it did hit what it was 128.
It's basically one. I mean, listen, because remember on Monday you get the official total, it's probably going to be 130.
Yeah,
probably.
Maybe.
Most likely it's going to go up by probably a couple million.
Sure.
Either drops a couple million or goes up a couple million. I think it's more likely it's going to go up a couple million. So we'll probably hit 130.
I just laughed my fucking ass off because it's like, again, he's like, I stand by everything I said on this platform. And then he's like, and if you notice, if you really look at it, his camera is kind of shaking and you can tell that he's nervous. You can tell that he's kind of like, he's more like, he's trying to slow it down. He's trying to control his breathing. He's actually shook, like doing this. You can tell he's actually shook because he knows that he's a liar. And this is where he's like trying to really pull it back. And like, no. But if you notice the camera really likes to jiggle. And that's indicative of his hand not being the most steady. You know what I mean? So if you got nothing to worry about, if you've done nothing wrong, if you have nothing to hide and you stand by everything that you've said on your platform, then there'd be no reason why your hand would be shaking like that. But let's keep going.
I'm saying that Scott Mendelsohn was wrong. He said 80 million. Hey, I mean, there's no way to really get around this L, right, for Scott Mendelsohn. He's a box office analyst. Maybe he should retire from analyzing box office because he said 80 million. It's funny, around the time that Scott Mendelsohn ran this story, a week before that, we were hearing similar information like Scott Mendelsohn. Kind of shows you how plugged in Mikey Sutton is. 80 million. This film exceeded 80 million opening weekend, but the early industry predictions was 80 million.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Forbes.com, a major website, ran with that story.
One website.
We heard about
Scott Mendelson, and by the way, according to Scott Mendelson in that article, this was Warner Brothers projections.
Yeah, Warner Brothers internally predicted 90 million, which is what Sil kept going back to. He's like, well, they said 90. They said it was going to be 90, so we're sticking with 80 to 90.
Yeah, and then Mikey
even
kept
though,
saying,
I've said, and I even went in the chat and said, you do realize studios lowball their projections all the time, though, right? They always pick the lowest possible number. They always lowball. Because when the actual opening weekend comes out and it's higher than that, it looks good for rep sheets. It looks good on paper for good headlines.
Yeah. No, that's very true. That's very true.
It's not like, but again, false information I'm putting out apparently. So,
well, they have to try to deflect. But let's keep going.
About it a week before. So yes, that is an L for Scott Mendelson. Yeah, that's an L for Scott Mendelson. There's another L I want to address. I mean, was he the only one wrong? Was it just Forbes.com that said this film would do 80 million? You know, I mean, if it has to be an L, this film, exceeded expectation. Was it just Scott Mendelson? Let's see. Let me go to this one here. Deadline said 90 million. I know a few days before that, we heard the same thing, and we did a stream about
Hold
it.
on, though. What does that say? Warner's is spotting at least 90 million domestic at 4,217 theaters. However, I'm told by rivals that the heat on this movie, even though it's not as high as Spider-Man No Way Home, is still fantastically high.
Yeah.
That's bullshit, so.
And then look at there too, 12,500 screens.
Because that's the exact same article that he refused to read the rest of. He kept going back to this 90 million number. That is Warner Brothers, so not Deadline.
Yeah. And that was the same thing even with Scott Mendelson and Forbes, that it was Warner Brothers that was internally predicting this. Box Office Pro predicted a high of 185, a low of 130 for the opening weekend. Long range tracking at about 540 million or something like that domestic. And then, and you can tell it's a lot of weaseling. It's so much weaseling. That's all it is. It's really, really funny. Because
there you go, right there. Like that's being caught in a lie right there. Because again, he's saying that's what Deadline said. No, Deadline's reporting on what Warner Brothers internally predicted, but he's making it seem like this was what Deadline said. So there you go, right there, caught another fucking lie.
Oh, very true. And then what I love about this today as well is he got called out by somebody, and I think it was this one right here, right? So people were giving him shit today about the amount of money that the movie made, and he says this film has proved nothing yet. This other guy here says from Chris, it's a very kind of convoluted statement to make, but basically he's like, people came out to go watch it, and then he says here, headlines are propaganda. That's what he's trying to argue here. The headlines, because the Forbes
headlines are propaganda, folks.
Headlines are propaganda. This is a screenshot of his streams over the course of the past couple weeks. Like Batman, Did I Take the L? Toxic Battinson fans. Snyder Cut #1 on HBO Max. That's not even remotely accurate to what that was. The Batman, misleading box office numbers. Right.
Oh, which he admitted that he engaged in clickbaity headlines right there.
But it's not only that though, RJ. All right. Even today in the stream, the top one, Did I Take the L? This was sent to me. All right. Look at this here. APAS. How do we know that the clown table isn't doctoring up the numbers though? And then Zod Writer down here says they are, but that won't come out till later.
Oh my God.
So,
why?
And again, if you notice, pretty much everyone in the chat is they're all paid members and they're all mods, because that's what he does, right? And like Austin's here giving him a bit of shit, but I'm surprised Austin isn't timed out, whatever. Oh, that's the whole point. So his audience very much believes that
a lot of them do. Yeah.
That all of this shit is 100%.
Well, they keep going back to the fact of, Matt, well, the Tuesday and Wednesday night preview numbers got rolled into Friday. It's not fair.
I just don't understand how it's just oh my God, that point right there, it just kills my brain. I don't even know what to say. It's just, oh my gosh.
Oh no, it's pretty wild. The whole thing is pretty wild. We can tell as we just look at the echo chamber that he's crafted, the echo chamber that he's created, that it's all nonsense. I mean, like putting a clown ears on him and crying eyes in the L, baby. That's it. That's reality right there. That's him today. That's an accurate representation of what Sil Abdul looks like tonight while he's at work, slowly crying. Like, why did I ruin my career by doing this? Degrassi here says facts are like kryptonite. To so many people, that's very true. You know, but anyway, so it goes on a little bit further down the stream a little bit, right? He tries to again scramble and prove something. So we got this little clip here. It may take a little bit of a second to get into it because the timestamps were not the most perfect, but this is him trying to explain what Mikey said to kind of, again, he supports what he says on his platform. Whenever he's backed into a corner, he'll either shift the blame to, well, it's just the other websites or other reports that we're covering, or, well, this is what Mikey said, because he has to hide behind Mikey. And even him and I on Twitter have gotten into it. And he's like, well, Mikey's your friend and these are his reports. Don't you trust Mikey? I'm like, well, like I pointed out earlier, if these are his reports, why aren't they on his website, which is what he has built up into a brand? Why is he over here with this? That's my question. I've often felt for a while now that I think Mikey does have an inside track with the Marvel crowd. I have
some things occasionally. Right? I mean, he did basically say on your show though that Doctor Strange was Mephisto in No Way Home though.
He did. He made multiple references to that. Yeah. And that was wrong. That was very wrong.
And listen, here's some important message. Scoopers get things wrong. It's okay. Just be man enough to say that you're wrong. Look at Viewer Anon. You may not like Viewer Anon, but what happened when he got the Book of Boba Fett finale incorrect? He apologized and said, I messed up.
Didn't he also deactivate his account for the night?
He did. He did deactivate it so he wouldn't get harassed, right? But at least he apologized and said, I got it wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
At least, he did. Again, just take the L and say, I got something wrong.
It's not wrong. It's not difficult to sit there and go, yeah. I shouldn't have said, I got this one wrong. That was my bad. But that's the whole thing though. When you're selling a narrative, when you're selling a lie, specifically a lie, any kind of acknowledgement of fault is a crack in the armor that can be used against you down the road. And that's the whole point, right? That's the whole point. Is Sil understands that his audience, again, if you look at his chat is just full of paid members. They're just full of paid people. That's it.
Mods.
That's it. Yeah, that's all it is. And so it's like, I've got some paid members here. I've got mods. They're not always the same people. I appreciate everyone who watches and hangs out and is frequent. And you guys call me on shit all the fucking time because I get stuff wrong all the time. Yep. But it's like, this is such an echo chamber. Like I said last night, they were so worried about me, so mad at me that, never mind. I'd been on Sil's channel so many times and he had defended me so many times and all of these things. But when it served him, when it served his interest, he did this pearl clutching, couch fainting nonsense, which is one of the reasons why we're fucking laughing at him today, because it needs to happen. But let's go into this here. Let's see him try to spin it a little bit.
We had the projection the whole time, and it just overachieved. Give props. But what did Mikey actually say? This is what I want to make very clear on my channel. And I see I gotta give some visual aids to people that likes to clip what we say. So shout out to y'all.
Yes, please provide the visual aids here because we have a response to that as well.
This clip is for you. So when Mikey first talked about projections for this film, it really wasn't about the opening weekend. That was one of those casual drops from Mikey saying, yeah, I heard 80 to 100. And then he sent me an update and he said, high point 125. If it gets crazy legs, it's going to hit 125 plus opening weekend. So in a way, Mikey was right? I know people hate to hear that sometimes. But what was Mikey's prediction overall for this film? Let's get into that. I'm going to play this clip real quick.
The legs. Will it have legs? And that's what I'm getting at here. I don't think it'll make $1 billion. I will stand by my story and say.
Before we get that. So you see the first thing Mikey said, and this is a video from a month ago, right? This is a month ago where Box Office Pro did those insane projections saying it's going to do 185 plus. It's going to out Nolan. That was the narrative a month ago. And it said low ball 135. High end 185, the greatest Batman opening ever. People forget, this is what they were saying. And then Mikey made some phone calls. We came on. Mikey said, ho. Hold up. It's not doing no 185. Mikey was right about that, right? What did it actually do, folks? Okay, just making sure, let's keep that same energy when we pull up everything. See, I try to give y'all supposed L along with Forbes.com, Deadline, CNN. So we're all on the same page now, right?
So again, notice how Deadline, Forbes, CNN, everyone reporting
they're the ones that are wrong.
They're the ones that are wrong.
It's their fault.
And even Silla said before, don't listen to the trades, listen to us. We know what's going on. We're tapped in.
He has said don't listen to the trades because he got mad at me and Caden because we linked to a Deadline article. He said, well, don't listen to the trades. Like,
exactly.
So, who are we supposed to listen to then? Just you?
Yeah.
Just nobody.
Well, also, here's a quick thing. And here's a note that I don't think we've really touched upon yet. I know we're talking about the domestic box office opening, but worldwide it is at over 250 or 240 or something like that. So it's has it not done well overseas? I mean, does that money not count? I know we never really take that into account, but ultimately the movie
hasn't even opened in China yet.
We focus a lot on domestic numbers. Plus, this is getting a Chinese release, which that's a big deal.
Yeah. No Way Home didn't get a Chinese release.
Nope.
So it's that's going to still help out. And China is going to definitely, I think, really like the film. So there's a lot of, especially given how China now is trying to make more manly men. They really are. It's kind of funny. And they, World War III, folks, put a pin in that one. That's a hot take for the night. That's my pin in that. But no, I think they're going to do well. But it's done well. But let's continue on. I just want to keep this going.
Let's go forward. What do we actually say on this channel? Because you can clip what you want. But this was the actual projection. Mikey told y'all last month, this film's not doing $1 billion. And I'm not going to speak for him, but I think he stands by that.
No one said it's going to do $1 billion, though. That's the thing.
It wasn't going to do 185 opening.
There's still.
It wasn't.
What's really funny though? So real quick,
Hamada said. We reported that on the channel.
Oh, hold on. Funny. Yeah, say that, and then there's that little bit right there.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but what's really funny? They've been saying that it needs to make $800 million to break even. Apparently, that's what Still and Mike even saying. It needs $800 million to break even. Are they smoking crack over there at the Still Abdul Lounge? I mean, what are we doing? Because in no world does this movie need to make $800 million to break even.
I would say 400 would probably do pretty well.
400 to 500 maybe, but they're talking 800 million to break even.
Yeah, no Time to Die.
Crack, dude.
No Time to Die reportedly needed 800, 900 million to break even. You know what I mean? I don't. Look, Hollywood accounting is Hollywood accounting. Just recently, the guy who wrote, I think it was Ed Solomon, who wrote Men in Black. It's supposed to get residuals off of Men in Black. But every year, Sony keeps saying that movie lost money and they don't pay him any residuals as a result of that because they say that movie never was a profit. It came out literally 25 years ago and he still doesn't get residuals off of it because of the way Hollywood accounting operates. So that doesn't really mean shit in the long-term scope of things, right? Because remember what Sil said. It's why are you guys defending this movie? You're not getting any money off of it. Well, why are you attacking this movie? You're not getting any money off of it.
Yeah, well, to be fair, he does get money by attacking things. It's his whole MO. It's his business model.
Oh, that's right. That's very true.
Has to appeal to his audience.
So that's very much what it is. But all right, let's keep going with this.
But again, it's all about what you want to hear. Pick and choose what you want to hear. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Right there, he did make a comment though, because we reported that Hamada wanted 170 million. That was not a report that came out publicly outside of Mikey, not written on his website, but as an exclusive.
No, they kept talking about that Hamada expected this to make No Way Home numbers or get close to it, 180. He was the one who wanted the 180 to 200 million opening weekend,
and that hasn't been reported anywhere else. If the tracking from Warner's internal which is actually decently, those guys, they know what's going on with that.
They track
internal tracking.
internally for their numbers for a reason.
Yeah,
like, they don't pull those numbers out of their ass.
Exactly. So if you're tracking for 80 to 90 million, and that's a low bar estimate, you're not going to get another freaking 90 million on top of that.
You're not going to like triple that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen at all. And so to come out and say that Hamada wants this, like I said, man, it's like, I think Mikey's gotten some things right, but when it comes to the DC stuff, a lot of it comes across like it says, like he's just pulling it out of his ass. And I say this, and you can look this up for yourself. He has said that like Black Adam has done very well on his website. Black Adam is going to do better than the Batman. Black Adam is going to blow up. Black Adam.
Yeah,
the last Black Adam article
for the Black Adam stuff on his website.
The last Black Adam article was from November 21st, 2021. Not even covering the sizzle reel that they put out with new footage. Not even today talking about the Batman, the superhero, was it the DC League of Super Pets that had a trailer drop today with Keanu Reeves as Batman. That's not even on his website today.
Or covering the fact that The Rock himself congratulated on social media the cast and crew of the Batman for what he called a spectacular box office opening.
Exactly.
That was hilarious. I'm like, man, that's gonna make people so upset.
So, you know what? He might be dialed into some stuff, and I think it's mostly Marvel. And I think looking at all of these, especially this situation and how much Sil is trying to cope and run defense. This is one of those scenarios where, I think he's full of shit. And I hate to say that because I trusted Mikey and I've always given him the benefit of the doubt. But that Mephisto No Way Home thing, that was pretty big, but then again,
but I think you're hunting, but I'm going to go back to camp.
Wait, what?
What are you talking about, Jimbo?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Did you forget the mute?
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow. Okay.
What did Mikey actually say? Let me run this back.
Yeah.
And this is from day one when Mikey said this.
The legs. Will it have legs? And that's what I'm getting at here. I don't think it'll make $1 billion. I will stand by my story and say it's Man of Steel numbers.
Man of Steel numbers. Did we catch that?
Okay, and we did catch that, actually.
Yeah, everyone caught that.
And we looked that up. Man of Steel opening weekend. Some reports say 127. Sil will in a little bit say, look at Box Office Pro or Box Office Mojo, and it said 116. And the Batman did 128.5.
So it's depending on what numbers you're looking at, it actually surpassed Man of Steel.
It did. It very, very much did. Now, to continue that clip, to give a little bit more context, RJ actually pulled it up here.
Yeah, because he stopped playing it after that
he stopped playing it. So
I found it. I found the whole stream.
Yeah.
So this is the continuation of that.
Stop it? Yeah, why does he stop it?
Well, let's find out. Let's find out, RJ. Why don't you show us?
That's what I'm getting at here. I don't think it'll make $1 billion. I will stand by my story and say it's Man of Steel numbers. That's exactly what you see here.
Which is actually solid. It's just not the greatest Batman film ever.
Exactly, yeah.
Which they're trying to spin this. Again, the agenda. Maybe we'll touch on that later. I say this is a fair mark right here, 50 to 70 million opening week.
Now, can you tell me what was the date of this stream?
Oh, sure. I can pull it up right now. The date for this stream was where is it?
Go up a little bit. It would be that's weird. It should be there.
It's not there. But you can check on mobile. I verified this. This was February 4th.
Okay.
February 4th.
So he's pulling up a February 4th report. So, over a month ago.
Yeah, this stream was from because YouTube designates it as a month ago. And again, you can look up the title. The date's February 4th. Okay, it's February 4th. But suddenly something changed like 2 or 3 weeks later, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, and it started to go up. And but they've been trying to downplay it. for a long time. Actually, it's been really kind of funny to watch them attempt to downplay it as much as they have.
Yeah. It's always been around that 80 to 90 range because he said it's like 80 to 100 mil, but most likely 90 mil. And then he's kind of just stuck with that for like at least up until the film came out. And now that the scores are out, it's changing.
Yeah, exactly. There is another clip I want to play. My browser has frozen. Got to give it a second to play catch up.
Okay.
But you can, if you want to keep, I don't know if there's anything else on this clip you want to play.
No, I'm pretty satisfied with that, to be
There we go.
honest.
Yeah. So I mean, we can tell they're talking about like this goes back a while ago. But then again, okay, so 6 days after this.
Right. Like literally a week later, they're talking in a completely different tune.
Yeah. So we got this clip right here where this is from the 10th of February. And so the numbers keep kind of changing.
And this is where you've been seeing a lot of clips floating around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Sill's trying to make it seem like the previous stream was like the main take. Like this is what they've always been saying the entire time. But a week later, it's completely different.
Yeah. So let's this is a little bit longer of a clip, but it does get interesting.
I don't know what y'all thinking out there. BO means box office. So last week, Mikey, we did our live about this, but according to Box Office Pro, who's been quoted by other YouTubers, they say they're expecting the Matt Reeves' Batman, to be the biggest Batman opening ever. All right, that was last week. Now, according to I'll kind of pull. Mikey sent me this article earlier, so I'm just going to pull this up.
I couldn't stop laughing when I saw it.
I just want to, use my sources. People like, I gotta let y'all know where we get this from. According to CBM.com, they're saying the Batman box office tracking points to a significantly lower opening weekend than anticipated. Mikey, what's going on here? I thought this would be the biggest Batman opening ever.
I saw this and I literally could not stop laughing because after all the shit that we got for all my Batman busting on Rose Gallery, and people thought, oh, Monkey is Snyder cultist, he's biased brothers, he's just making this shit up. No, I'm not. That's what people on the exhibition side have been telling me. This article is at the lower end of my expectations, even. So, and this article is worse than what I said. People just howling with laughter. Guys, I call the Suicide Squad. I can call him this. I'm just telling you what I've been told.
I mean, goodness. I tell people on Twitter, I say, yo, this is not our first rodeo here. Mikey attacked the Suicide Squad. And I don't say attack. That's a hard word.
Like,
that's a hard word. He made it very clear what he was hearing in the face of a certified fresh score.
Yep, 94%, right? It was pretty high.
Yeah, and what Hamada was expecting 100 million.
Yep, over 100 million.
And
I think John Campia was saying like 150 million. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh my goodness, that's insane!
Wait, there you go, right there. They brought the Walter Hamada thing.
Yeah, Hamada wanted, but they said 100 million at first.
Yeah, Daddy said 100 million.
Yeah, which it has surpassed that by 30, roughly.
Yeah, right.
And then the Campia is at 150.
This is what I'm talking about, though. Like the inconsistency. Like, what is the truth? What are you actually reporting and trying to stick by?
Well, Mikey did kind of say there. I think he said something like a couple 100 million. But again, that's such like, if Hamada wanted 170 and then moving it from 170 to 200, that's still a significant uptick. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Yeah, you're right. There's not a lot of consistency here, but I think we've proven that at this point that they just talk a lot of shit and then they try to like sway it and downplay it and shift it, and a lot of goalpost moving specifically. But let's keep going.
What? I know you got that high with it. Whoa. It got like less than, my goodness, a 50% of that. But
like in their dreams,
My goodness. So when we talk about box, because again, I know there's people that find our channel, they're thinking, okay, are these guys serious? We're very serious when we put it out there, because I want every video to be a video you can go back to. later. I literally
Yeah,
do,
we
and
appreciate that.
Mikey
Thank
knows
you.
I stress this
So we can
where
laugh at it.
I want to put out information where you and Mikey can say, "Hey, where's that video? I said this," and I can pull it up for Mikey. Right?
You're
We
receiving
appreciate that, so
you
thank
know?
you.
That's our strategy, right? So we don't just throw anything. It may seem like we're passively throwing stuff out there, but no, we're documenting everything we're giving y'all.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
we keep records of this.
Apparently not. It's
So just like
changing
we
so
said,
rapidly.
Suicide Squad, we wasn't haphazardly saying that.
Yeah.
You saw what happened with the Suicide Squad. That's the pandemic, right? Right. But Let There Be Carnage went crazy, right? Everything else went crazy.
Yeah.
And we said, hey, can I say, Mikey? We went on air about Shang-Chi and said that was blowing up.
Yep, it was. Yeah.
Let There Be Carnage. We said something changed.
Yeah.
And that blew. See, so
that was the Spider-Man. That was the Spider-Man footage.
Also, it's almost like those movies didn't have a day and date streaming component in the middle of a pandemic in the summer. It's almost like the circumstances of life change in September and October compared to August.
Right.
And again, Suicide Squad was a day and date movie. None of the day and date movies, except for like Dune and Godzilla vs. Kong, did exceptional at the box office. I mean, what are we talking
I
about
watched
here?
it on HBO.
Yeah, so I don't know. I know they're looking at the headline here, okay, right? And they're reading it, but it does go, by the way. This article, I'll bring it up real quick, and I just want to show it before we dive into it too much here, is that they're talking about this article right here, and they're going like, look, it's even lower than what we expected. It's even lower than this. Okay, the first official pre-release box office tracking for the Batman is on the board via Forbes. So this isn't different. This is just going back to that Forbes article, right? Remember, he talked about tonight. Scott Mendelson took the L, and here they're using this article, which, by the way, is referencing that Forbes article. So it goes to show again, like it's just all a bunch of BS.
Right, 100%.
But yeah.
Yeah, I also see there's some fans of yours, Charba, that have come back under the
surface.
surface.
Sorry. Hey, Eddie, have you shown any women your dick recently, or are you just sending them eggplant emojis with water squirt emojis and telling them that you want them to jerk you off or you want to come on their face or their ass?
Have you sent any more videos of you like smacking a belt against your hand to women?
Yeah. Have you harassed any women sexually in DMs on Twitter? Because you did that to Saggy. We have video proof of it over there on Underhaven stream. Have you, I'm curious, man. Like, are you still beating it to Gina Carano?
No, he's probably found another muscled woman he can jack off, dude.
Yeah. You're into some weird shit, dude. Fuck off. All right. Like, fuck off, you fucking weirdo, dude. Like, seriously, if you want to, Eddie's a weird guy. Don't trust him. If you're a woman on the internet, man, run the other direction.
Exactly.
Like we've looked at.
See the face of that man, you run the other way.
Yeah, it literally is. He's probably got a dry lake bed outside of his bed. You know what I mean?
Just like we have a good Austin, there's a bad Eddie, and that's the bad Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie's a weirdo. He's a weirdo. He's a creep. That's the truth, folks. And you want to come over here and you want to fucking run your mouth on shit, dude. I'll remind you to your face that you're a creep. I don't give a shit. All right. Yeah, Jacob, we're going to get to the super chats here in a second. I promise you. I just want to get through this section first. But with that brief interlude of calling out a creeper.
Not just DC. We're not new to this, y'all. Right? Yeah. I know we got people out there that they don't realize what we do. That's why I kindly tell you, start with the first video that Mikey Sutton was on this channel and then catch up. Because if you jump in late on this, you're going to get lost. You're going to be lost.
Yeah.
I promise you that. But with this Batman, so let's kind of go through this because I have some interesting quotes after this. Sure. I want to bring this up to Mikey. But according to again, Box Office Pro and other YouTubers, they're saying biggest Batman opening ever. No, it's saying here. Actually, okay, it points to Forbes. Okay, great. It points to Forbes. I'm gonna bring up the Forbes article. I'm gonna bring that up because that's the one that I definitely want you to talk about as well too. So. Let me bring this up here. Our old friend Scott Middleton, the Snyder Nation knows.
God, look at him. Ouch. Ooh, man. Burn.
Real quick. Shout out to BX Legend Super Chat. I watch all DC movies in theaters. Getting tickets today was no problem. Shazam That's crazy. Like, that's
That's a
BX
bad flop.
Legend.
That's a bad flop, guys.
All right. So as we've learned, from even Sill's own reporting earlier today, and this is the thing. This is from a month ago almost. The Batman is playing in roughly 12,500 screens at 4,200 theaters here in the United States. 12,000 screens. Yeah, getting tickets is not going to be a problem. Shazam was not a big. That movie was not a big release.
Also, I love how one person's experience reflects everyone else's.
Well, it's such a weird thing.
Well, it's also the same
like,
argument people make about No Way Home. It's like, dude, No
Right.
Way Home was like a much more in-demand movie. If you didn't get the tickets online at midnight, you probably weren't going to see that movie. Of course,
For a
the
week
pre-tickets.
and a
Yeah,
half.
of course, the pre-ticket sales are going to be the same level as that.
And also, I think with Shazam, like going back to Shazam versus the Batman versus Suicide Squad and all that stuff, Shazam, I believe, only played at like 9,000 screens, so it wasn't like the 12,000 that So
Well, but even that is like it still failed to connect in that way.
yeah,
I think it's done well on home video. I love Shazam. It's one of my
Oh, I
favorite DC films.
yeah,
It's like, I think I cannot wait for Shazam 2 because of the cast, the talent involved. But no, let's even that only did 400 million worldwide, I think. So it's,
right.
Jerry here says, exactly had round 2 today. My theater was packed. Damn straight, man.
Dude, I went on Sunday afternoon in the Bible Belt where I live. I live in the Bible Belt, guys. It was Sunday afternoon. The theater was packed. And that auditorium sits like 472 people. And there was at least about 250, almost like 275 people in there.
Yeah.
It was packed.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure even out here, I'm sure it did well tonight.
So
Let's keep going.
I see people. Okay, but first off, shout out to people like BX Legend. Because they know we can be a little bit like bias bros, right? We can get a little biased about stuff. We get our opinions. But hey, if you like it, I love it. I'm not going to tell you, hey, don't watch this movie. I
It's
never
a
tell you
little.
that.
yeah,
BX Legend's going to watch everything, right? We never told
Yeah.
you, hey, don't watch the Batman. He went to get his tickets. Now, compare that to people that got the No Way Home tickets. You
Here
can
we go
barely get on
again.
the website to get the tickets, right? The demand was there for No Way Home.
It's a
It's
different
not
kind of
there for
movie,
this film.
so.
That's all we're saying. If that upsets you, I'm sorry. Not BX Legend. I know he's cool. Anyone else that upsets you, I'm sorry. That's what we're hearing.
Yeah, the
If the
Batman
demand was there, we
definitely
would
had
talk
Ben
about it. But
Affleck, George Clooney.
so
Michael
here
Keaton,
on
all of
Forbes magazine, here Scott Mendelson says the Batman box office first tracking. Okay, let me back up. Box Office Pro. You should not use them as your source for box office tracking. I'm sorry.
Didn't Sill here? He's using this as a source, right? He's using this as a source to validate their quote unquote opinion.
Even
But
though
didn't
Scott
he just
Mendelson
say-
is like one of the most hated people in the Snyder Cut movement.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but didn't he say that Scott Mendelson should retire from being a box office analyst because he got this so wrong? That Scott
He
Mendelson
did. He
needs to
did
take
say that
the L.
tonight. Yep,
Yeah.
he said that tonight. Yep.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of funny, right? Here it is a month ago. Oh, no, man. Scott Mendelson's the shit. I love Scott Mendelson. That guy's my friend. I love him. He has best takes ever.
He loves him when he can argue his points for him.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Justin here says David Ayer
Yeah,
just
I just
congratulated
like
the
the
Batman. Nice, man.
Yeah.
Oh my
just saw that
god. How are people going to cope with that? I don't know.
Oh.
And
I just
Rock
like the
and
comments that
David
was
Ayer
like,
congratulating the Batman. I
Yeah.
don't
If
know.
Zack Snyder comes out and says something, it's over. It's over.
oh, if
guys.
Zach and Ben like say this is the most fantastic Batman movie ever or whatever, they're gonna go crazy. Be like, oh my god! Like they're gonna act
No,
like
it's
they were
over.
part of they were part of like the hype train the whole time. And we know that like you're gonna see Mercury be like, this is the best Batman movie ever, like something like that.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. This is I'll snag a screenshot of Ayer's tweet real quick because I love the follow-up one. That's the follow-up response to this
Yes.
is pretty funny. Let me just get my computer to play catch up here. So we've got David Ayer saying, the Batman is so well done. Congratulations, Matt Reeves, Warner Brothers. And then here's the Ayer cut. Such a good film. Just wish they allowed the same creative freedom for you to let yours go as dark.
So of course, yeah, so it's such a good film, but let's talk about your film.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Hold on. Zeno is crying and calling us the toxic ones. Where?
Exactly where?
I mean,
Zeno
I have.
alone,
I'll tell you,
after
I
he
would
fixes
send
them
Zeno
all,
Elite to come on in so I could publicly bash him to his face. I would have
Dude,
no problem.
Zeno, you bitch about Matt all the time, so if he's in this chat, that's honestly just sad. Like what
Nah,
do you
there's
do?
probably another live stream where they're complaining about me.
Bro needs to grow up.
I get
Right,
I get people always like to cry about me, but they never want to actually come on and speak about it. That's where I'll give credit. I'll give credit to Phil Unfiltered for coming on the other day and and talking about it, right?
It
And
wasn't, it wasn't even through Buck Theater. It was like
Yeah.
Boulder Talk radio channel. Very different audience, a lot harsher of an audience, a lot more edgy of an audience. To be
Oh,
fair.
I see. Okay. So Zeno is over on Poindexter Lounge's chat crying about it right now. Right? He says,
"Oh my god."
yeah,
grow up.
so let's see here. All right, so
After
Darth
all the
Scipio
talks-
is so Zeno here says after I'll just bring it up.
Yeah, just bring it up. Let's look at
Bring
it.
the whole
Let's look
thing
at
up,
it.
yeah.
Since you want to talk shit, let's talk shit. Let's go.
Yeah, let's look at this real quick here. Right, this is our clapback, I guess, right? Scooby Gang.
Yeah.
So Zeno here says, after all the toxic streams tonight, save me, Enosh. Scipio here says, hey, Zeno, Scooby Dumb, aka RJ, is over on Jarbo stream as we speak.
I like how he uses the wrong name for RJ too. So,
He's fucking Velma. Is it that hard?
I'm
Zeno?
Velma. God damn it. What the
Jesus.
hell?
Yeah, look.
You didn't come
Okay,
out when he was,
Zeno.
like, 5?
I know Scipio Jarbo's stream right now is one of the most hateful, spiteful dens of toxicity I've seen all week. Dude, you were literally last night accusing me of grooming children.
Yeah.
By the way, if we want to play semantics, you know how toxic Zeno is? Because I would love to play.
Enlighten me,
up.
please. I'm not
Oh,
entirely
oh,
familiar
Talk to
with.
Hans right now. So if you want to be enlightened, I could just go from the source.
Oh
right
no,
here.
no. I mean, you can if you want, but I'll just say this. He openly he said the N word repeatedly in Bell Ree's channel just to trigger people. After he was warned by
Wait.
the not to do so.
wait, what?
You're talking.
He dropped the hard R N word like 20 times in Bell Ree's Discord server just to make everyone mad because the majority of the people they were black.
Oh, and didn't he?
This is Zeno doing this?
Yes, and
Wow.
you can ask a lot of people. He did that,
Wow.
but he wants to give you shit for the Polly the Polar Bear video.
Yeah, that I've apologized for, and it was a decade ago.
And this was a couple weeks ago where Saggy had to come in and save the situation, even though Zeno was dropping the hard R repeatedly like 20 times in a Discord
Yeah.
server.
And
See,
I'm like, I'll be honest with you,
Caleb was
I'm
there.
not a
Caleb was
I'm
there.
not a
He-
I'm not a
he can
fan of
verify
the
that.
of the hard R. Saggy said it to me the other night, and I cringed like a motherfucker. Like she did.
Yeah,
you guys heard her. She said it to me privately, and I was like, that's
But he wants
don't.
to give you shit for
Yeah,
Polly the Polar
whatever,
Bear, but he'll
dude.
drop the hard R a couple.
Zeno needs to
few
grow the
weeks
fuck
ago.
up. And
Well,
like,
no, he's a simp. He's a simp. He's a
Simple as that.
coward. He says here, the Batman made good money, but no, let's use that accomplishment instead as a way to trash another YouTuber and a nice guy scooper who hurt your feelings somehow instead. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's spending over a month bashing a movie before it comes on out. And then when everyone out there is laughing at you because you got it wrong, and all you have to do is just go, yeah, we got it wrong. It's no, everyone else is the problem but me. That's what it boils down to. But let's see here. It's like, oh look, there's Phil. Unfiltered is there.
Austin, don't be a Zeno.
Remember the joke I made in like?
Oh, look, this isn't a stream for insulting each other, Austin. Take it somewhere else, please. Where, like Saggy's Discord?
Then why
Or
are
Bell's
you here?
Discord?
Then why are
Dude,
you
let
here
me
doing
stop.
this?
yeah, he insults people first, but then it's like, stop. You're
Be like, I am here.
I am. Hold on. Where's that at?
Jarbo was in here.
Hold on. We are just laughing at your escapades
Oh,
on
Trump was not here.
Breeze Discord. Man. If I could type. I don't. Okay, I'm not like, I'm at an odd angle on my thing.
No, you're fine.
There we go.
He's like, Jarbo's not here.
God damn, man.
All right. Here's the thing with this, guys. I'll put it to you guys like this. when this stream is over, which it will probably won't go on for like a great deal longer. For there, I'm going to drop Enosh's link. Go check out Enosh. That's not
oh shit.
that's not a dig. Go check it out. Let's see.
Why is Jarbo
Why are you so mad though?
I'm not mad.
But why are you? I mean, apparently you're mad. Why are you mad?
Am I?
You
I'm
seem very
streaming
heated.
and laughing. And
I'm thrilled I live rent free in your head, Jarbo.
Dude, you're
Watch
the
this
one
face.
talking about Jarbo and Enosh's stream. Like, stop.
you know, like he'll here. Hold on. I'll send you a link to come on my stream.
Oh, he won't
and
join me.
we'll hash your comments out.
Leave Enosh alone.
Dude, he won't. And it's funny how he says that you're living rent free. You read his comment. Yeah, my brain, I can't speak.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
it seems the other way around. He's obsessed with you.
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing. I'm all like, come on over. We'll hash your comments. Yeah, I'll be fair. There we go. I don't want to. I'm not trying to mess with Enosh's. Here, I'll give it a like. I'm not trying to mess with Enosh or nothing like that.
No, but again, if he trying to start shit on his stream, it's not fair to him either. So he's acting out regardless of this.
Yeah.
I mean,
come
he's the one
take
who's
it off of
talking
Enosh.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, take this energy off of Enosh's stream because he doesn't want it. He's
Oh,
trying to have fun.
he says here, I'm a nobody. Oh.
Zeno.
Oh.
What? Oh my god, the hypocrisy, bro. He talks about it. Oh my lord, this dude, Zeno, dude. Oh god.
Wait, Eddie's still in this chat?
How? Okay, so when you finally say they're gonna send him a link and like actually talk about it, he backs down. It's like, I'm a nobody. Like, bro, come on. If you're gonna talk shit and like everyone's chat about
Yeah.
you, at least back it up. That's what I don't get. That's what I don't get. If you're gonna say all this stuff, at least be a man enough to join and actually talk it out. I mean, how old are you, Zeno? You should know this shit by now. Don't be a fucking keyboard warrior. Put your money where your mouth is.
All right. I apologize. Hold on. I apologize to Poindexter Lounge. Hold on. I'm here to call out a racist troll and
well, again, he made the first strike. He started making Enosh stream about you, which isn't fair.
Hi, Adzine.
All right, we'll dip out of that. We'll dip out of that.
Phil was like, can y'all take the fight another stream?
Oh, come on, Phil. We fought the other night and you still kind of backed down. Anyway.
Bill, you did the same stuff. You just brought a fight in. Oh, my lord.
Okay. Oh, Jimbo, tell Jarbo what Zeno said in my Discord.
Oh, Jimbo, tell Jarbo what Zeno said in my Discord. Oh, wait. 1 second. I gotta get a fur real quick.
Yeah, he's gonna go talk to Hans.
Yeah, I'm talking to Hans right now because I'm trying to figure out like.
Well, I'm not trying to make this about Zeno. I think this is fucking funny, but anyway. Oh, look, there's Zod Rider. Hold on here. Also, I'd like to
Jarbo,
invite
no.
yes, Zod Rider to speak with me tonight about cancer treatments.
God damn it, Jarbo.
Thank you. I've been placed in a timeout by a mod.
Oh wait, is Phil a mod?
No, Zeno's a mod. Zeno's a mod.
Oh,
Zeno's a
I
mod.
can check actually. I can check.
I'm a mod on my other channel, but
what Zeno did to Geeks was that he called him the N-word, but like I don't know exactly. I'm not gonna repeat it, but he obviously said some sort of an N-word to Geeks.
Why? Geeks is awesome.
But the other one.
With the A?
No, like the O one. The O one.
Oh.
Wait.
I guess Enosh put you in timeout. I don't know.
Aw, come on.
Yeah,
come on.
That's apparently. I mean,
to be fair, Zeno should probably get timed out too because again, he's the one who started that whole shit. But it is what it is. I'm not gonna, he runs his channel. He wants to run it.
Yeah, they run it like they run it again. All right, there we go on that one. I thought that was pretty funny.
Sorry, Enosh, but again, some people need to get called out.
So.
Anyway, I think one of the things we've kind of learned about all of this tonight is that Mikey and Sil are full of shit. Their supporters are full of shit.
Yeah,
There's
we
an
didn't
echo
get, we didn't get
chamber.
to, we didn't get to the part where they were laughing, saying that the Batman won't even make 100 million.
Oh, right. Yeah. Let me bring that back up on this one there because I accidentally cut that off. We got distracted by a troll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
racist
That can-
troll who's
that
very
can happen.
racist.
Well, I mean, like, dude,
I don't know
like,
if he's conferred that,
I mean,
but
like,
this is basically what happened.
that's fucked up.
Called geeks that like
That's
that.
fucked up, man.
It's
Yeah,
really
you
wrong.
don't
That's
talk to geeks
actually
like that,
racist.
man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
actually
Like,
racist.
like,
You're
actually,
He's just like
like,
one of the coolest
saying that
fucking
to a black
dudes.
person,
Yeah, to
that's
actually call
legitimately
geeks
racist.
to actually call geeks the N-word and no one holds them accountable for that is disgusting.
I mean, like, look, no one, like, what I did was stupid and indefensible, you know, completely.
But this is recent behavior.
This
by
is like, that was a
listen, he's
decade ago and
hypocritical.
this
it
is
was
recent behavior
stupid.
this is recent behavior by a 50-year-old man. Okay.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
how
I mean,
old Zeno is?
He's like
Yeah.
at least in his 50s. Bro.
Oh, dude, but he's coming after me for what the hell?
Yeah, just don't worry about it.
Anyway, all right, we've
it's
laughed,
just
we've
hypocrite.
laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed at that enough. All right, but you know, before we quickly finish this up, there are a couple quick super chats here. Sorry, buddies. Agent Josh here, 0007 asks, who do you think is the DSP in the movie commentary community?
Andy
I'm gonna say
Sigmore.
Jody's Corner.
Ooh, Jody. Yeah. Jody
If you've
probably,
seen
yeah.
the Eric D. July Jody Corner debate, I
Holy
mean,
Jesus,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
incredible.
that was bad. That was like that was
That's like watching
that
a
was
car
bad.
crash live in motion.
It was funny. It was very funny. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Eric D. July, but I mean, Jody, just that was bad, man. Like, why would you think that like shooting your live stream from like across a room with like it just would make it so bad? And then Jacob here asks, do you think Krypton is crazy? He believes so. I think Krypton is drunk.
He's drunk like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
That's why I
Dude,
can't be on panels with him.
crazy.
He is perpetually drunk, and apparently he's well. I'll just be honest. I made a comment the other night about someone telling me I went to the dark side. He's the one who told me I went to the dark side. I miss you when you used to like not be friends with
You're
Jarbo.
saying
Come
he
back to the
loves
light,
you.
RJ. I loved you before Jarbo. It's like, bro, just put down the whiskey bottle and go to bed.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, right?
Like my God.
I liked you before you were friends with this guy. Yeah, but I'm also like, I've backed RJ standing up for himself when people out there have been mean to him. So, I think it's a kind of redunculous, if you ask me. But anyway, look, there are a lot of idiots out there. Let's talk about that. Yeah. Look, I'm not like also no shade to Enosh, no shit at all. Seriously.
No.
That was just Zeno accused me of grooming kids. So like, I don't have
he
any.
was also
any...
talking shit about him on Enosh's channel, which isn't fair to Enosh either. Like,
he just brings the shit
like
everywhere. but the
don't
right place.
bring other bad energy into his streams because that's not fair to him either.
Yeah, I mean, Enosh doesn't deserve that, but like Zeno, the thing with that is he never brings it directly to the person he's bitching about. He goes everywhere else and just kind of like is very indirect with it, and that's the issue about it. It's like if you have a problem with someone, why don't you go to the source, your main source of problem, and handle it and talk crap to that person? Why you gotta talk that about someone else in another person's chat that they're trying to move away and they're not even talking about that? It doesn't make any sense.
Oh yeah, well that's the whole point though. That's the whole thing with like Darth Scipio and Zeno and all those guys. They fucking run to other live streams and complain about it in the chat. Look, everyone gossips. Let's just be fair. Everyone gossips. That's not the point. But it's like if you're going to do it in a public way, expect to get called out publicly for it. That's the difference. Like if I say something like, look, I said something stupid the other day, I got called out publicly. Okay, cool. That's fine. It happens. But it's like, don't be sitting there and running to someone else's live stream and then get all butthurt when you get called out.
Because you're trying to bring bad energy to somebody else that isn't even trying to talk about a certain person.
All right, fine.
And you know what you're doing.
Sure. Okay. Okay, fine. I grant that. And again, no shade towards Enosh whatsoever.
I'm just saying Zeno's the problem here. Like you talk shit. You better expect somebody to clap back.
Yeah, GG all in here says, which actor would you like to see play you in the Hollywood adaptation of YouTube's Wild West years? And then says, I think Wayne Knight. Yeah, I mean, Wayne Knight is like in his 60s or 70s, dude. I'm not even 40 yet. So, I mean, de-aging technology would be there, but I don't think I look a lot like. I think a younger Jack Black would be very good for me.
Yeah, Wayne
know.
Knight's 66.
Yeah, Wayne. I love Wayne Knight, but that's that's a little bit weird. Anyway, and then Reed Colt here. Thank you, Eddie, for $5. Says you should check out the top 5 Marvel deaths by the Watcher channel on stream. It's pretty funny. Maybe not tonight, but we'll keep it for another night. Tonight we're kind of on this subject. We've already kind of been a little bit derailed, but it's okay. It's part of that same. It's that part of that same echo chamber of toxic cryballies is what it is. But let's keep going.
To say it, they failed so many times already. I'm sorry. I may never bring him up again. All right.
I mean, you know how wrong they got Guardians of the Galaxy? They got Guardians of the Galaxy really, really wrong.
How about Jungle Cruise? That was terrible.
That one, yeah.
So I'm just saying,
Who got
that's
Jungle
not a
Cruise
source
wrong?
I will use going forward. Y'all take that as y'all will. But according to Forbes, again, this is Mikey. Forbes has probably the most reason to give a high number than most trades, right?
Yes, yeah.
Is that fair to say?
They are part of what I call the agenders. Okay.
This is an agenda article, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They're always apologists when it comes to Hamada and them. This is a pretty shocking headline for Forbes. It's really shocking. You can tell he didn't want to do this. You know.
Mm-hmm. What do you see what he says? Like, this is like, man. I quote tweeted him, and I'm not trying to fight with him, but it's just, bro, his reasoning is ridiculous in this article. But we'll get into that. We got Cisco in the super chat says fan first showing sold out in the city, but all other regular showings from Wednesday to Sunday sold like an average of 20 seats per showing. Yeah, so that fan showing, I think you got your diehards. They're going to go March 1st.
They're going to go, yeah.
Yeah, March the 1st. Like, you should go. Yeah. I mean, I'm not, but they should. They should go. That's cool.
Didn't he go see it though? Didn't he go see it early?
I mean, I'm gonna watch the film the first week it comes out. I will go the first week. The weekend or weekday, I don't know. But if you're a fan of this, if you love it, go check it out.
Yeah.
But what you're telling y'all, but the full picture, that's all that we're talking about. So shout out to Cisco giving us the update in this area. So Mendelsohn goes into this by 80. First of all, okay, no, let's stick on this 80 million. Mikey. Because I showed what Box Office Pro said. They said up to 180. 185 actually, which would have been the hugest opening ever.
Oh my god!
A film with the Batman. Insane. That didn't even sound right when I heard it. Some content creators ran with it. Okay, you can have that, bro.
Sure, take it.
This is 80. This is from an agenda writer website. That means because they can't hide from this, Mikey. 80 million. What did you think when you saw this, Mikey?
You know, I've been saying for weeks, so my first glimpse of trouble in the water, so to speak, was when they started really emphasizing Catwoman in trailers. And right, we had a whole show about that, and I was like, I found that odd. Yeah. I mean, I wanted to see Catwoman. She looks great. I want to see her, right?
So crowd, big fan of her.
They are really making her like equal to Batman in the marketing campaign. I thought was very strange to bat the cat, right? Which I never seen before. I never seen that kind of marketing before. You never saw Anne Hathaway getting all promoted in Dark Knight Rises, and we saw more of Tom Hardy, in those trailers and everything. Like, what's going on here? And so that's when I started, making inquiries. And they said they were concerned that Robert Pattinson can't carry the film by himself.
Who's they?
That they're having.
That's supposedly. Well, that's supposedly his contacts is essentially what he's trying to argue.
Well, now we know that was bullshit because we see the movie.
Well, and not only that, but we have the demographic breakdown.
Right.
Of the male demographic breakdown, which we'll talk about here once we're done with this clip. So we know that's bullshit, right? And no one out there that I could see, social media or otherwise, really, was talking about once they saw the trailer for Robert Pattinson as the Batman, no one talked about Twilight. No one.
People have been talking about Twilight in general anyway. When it came to this movie.
It's like there was that joke. There was the joke.
There was the initial joke when he first got cast, but
Batman.
afterward, no one gave a shit.
And that was in 2019. He got cast in 2019, and there was like a week of jokes about like a sparkly Batman. And then what was it, like Lego Batman movie 2, or not Lego Batman, Lego movie part 2, right? Second brick came out, and it had a sparkly Batman. That was about it, right? That was about it. But like no one cared. And then fandom.
The only people pushing the sparkly Batman joke still are the absolute worst, the worst Snyder cults.
Oh yeah. But then the other part of that too is, again, go back to DC Fandom 2020, man. They dropped the Snyder Cut trailer, people lose their shit. They dropped the Batman trailer, people lost their fucking minds. You know, that was still more viewed, I believe.
There's no interest in the movie, though.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make any sense. Like, here's the other part of this as well. Why would you showcase Catwoman? Because she's almost like
the female audience invested.
Exactly.
Also, too, it's to distinguish it in terms of, because again, because it's like the fourth or fifth reboot, you need to distinguish it in some way. You promote it as this dual film between Batman and Catwoman. It kind of like makes it a more interesting kind of movie. Because again, these trailers are made for the general audience, your mom and pop and your grandma who see a trailer online, or they see something in, or they go to another movie. Like, dude.
Oh no, 100%. I mean,
no, and Tourette, you're right too. Zoe Kravitz has a spotty box office history too. So again, that makes no sense.
I read that VO history as something like totally different for a moment. I typed body odor history. I was like, "What are you talking?"
I mean,
about?
they seem a little. They see, she kind of seems a bit bohemian, right, from time to time. But no, like and it's she hasn't done a lot. She hasn't led a film really. Led a friend. She was in the last Fantastic Beasts movie, and they killed her off in one film. She was in High Fidelity on Hulu, which got one season and it was canceled. There's that Kimmy movie that's on HBO Max that Soderbergh made that apparently is pretty good.
She was in something else.
So she does a bunch of like lower, I don't want to say like she does a bunch of smaller films.
Level stuff.
Yeah, she does smaller stuff. And so this was again showing off the camaraderie between the Bat and the Cat. This is trying to create that relationship. Again, and if you've seen the Batman, the movie actually does have a lot to do about love, surprisingly. There is a lot of love in that movie. It's not like completely, it's a little subtle. You gotta kind of scratch beneath the surface a little bit. But then again, most of the themes in the Batman are also things that come in from beneath the surface.
It's just bizarre to me because again, where's the accountability for this? Mikey Sutton says on a live stream a month ago, my inside sources told me Robert Pattinson can't carry this movie. That's bullshit, dude.
Yeah. Max, I just saw the
let
thumbnail.
Him clap back, dude. Let him clap back.
Let him clap. I'm fine with that. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. They ran
clap back, or they just be passive aggressive like
they're going to be passive aggressive. Passive aggressive. But I guarantee you he's watching right now.
They don't have the ball. He does not have the balls to say my name or anyone else's name and actually do a true clapback.
My issue is if you're gonna like every stream you do a clapback and stuff like this and talk about the background, you just constantly keep talking about the Scooby game. But like, dude, if you have such a problem with like us clapping back and like literally made a stream and like constantly keep referencing us, why don't we all go on a stream and have a conversation and actually talk this out instead of going back and forth? Like, because I mean, like the
they won't talk to Jarbo.
But the thing is, the Scooby Gang always wins in the end. I mean, it may take 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, you messed up. You messed up.
So I mean, it don't make no sense. I think that's funny, but I'll take Fred because I'm white. So I mean, I'll take it.
Okay.
You call me Scooby, so
all right. Let's just give this another like minute and a half. I think is we get to some takes here, but let's keep going.
Having a problem reaching certain segments of the population, not comic book fans. You get in to go see it, no matter what. You're comic book fans.
Right.
But you're having issues with the whole Pattinson thing. People cannot get over the Twilight films. There's a certain segment of the male population, especially outside the big cities still, who never saw Lighthouse, and they don't give a shit about these art films he did. Okay, they see Batman, and then like they see Pattinson. I see Sparkly Vampire. They're not buying it, dude.
No one's saying that.
The whole thing
no one said that.
And then you have Pattinson going on. Yeah, Bimo.
Hold on. Again.
What do you?
Sorry to make you pause again, but don't we have some numbers like disputing that? Because he's
Also,
saying this movie isn't appealing to
Lighthouse,
men.
Good Times,
Yeah,
Tenet,
so
and The Devil All the Time were 4 films he was in before the Batman, and they're all really good films, and they were all really highly praised.
But
and-
Caden, according to Mikey Sutton and his sources,
I'm sorry.
men are
For
not
me, like,
interested in this
sorry,
movie. They
right,
just
I'm
see
sorry.
Twilight Boy.
Oh, right, because he hasn't done enough films to get rid of that.
Twilight,
name.
the last Twilight movie was a decade ago.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But again, Charbo, men are
Oh.
not interested in this movie.
Yeah, I know. Batman. Men aren't interested in Batman.
Yeah, Batman's a pussy. No one's interested in that shit.
Yeah, no.
He's
Yeah,
a
no.
giant.
Yeah.
He's a giant baby.
He's trying. Yeah, don't you? He's this big old pussy bat. That's what he is. He's bussy.
Yeah, girl, like,
That's what he is. He's bussy. He's butt pussy. It's fucking Batman. All right, let's.
We're not-
What are you doing,
Hold on.
dude? You're not selling the movie that way. And then the whole garbage man. I mean, it's.
Oh my goodness.
And then and then they're talking about the film they're saying, yeah, the movie's kind of weird. A
Mhm.
weird Batman film? You look, God, you want to get your meat and potatoes audience to see this movie. Okay, you don't use words like weird and complex. No, you go to see Batman kicking
Well,
ass.
that was the early, right, Mikey? That was,
Huh?
I mean, that should have been a red flag.
Yeah. Look,
Weird. What's the problem with weird and complex?
it's the whole idea. Again, it's what it is people what they're trying to argue, because you got to understand. I think Mikey's a boomer, and I think he's coming at it with that hardcore boomer energy, and it's just like he wants like Affleck. Because keep in mind, their audience is all Snyder stands.
Their audience
so they want
wants
Affleck.
I mean, literally, some of his audience believe that Matt Reeves stole the title of the Batman from Ben Affleck.
It's
That's a real
hilarious.
conspiracy. Some of his audience
And
believes
they,
in.
Oh yeah, they think that Matt Reeves basically punched Ben Affleck to the curb or kicked Ben Affleck to the curb and like quit or something like that.
Yeah.
It's so hilarious.
It's really stupid. It's really, really stupid. I know though. It was it's pretty funny. All right. So yeah, let's keep going with this another couple seconds. at
Right
least.
before you even gave your projections, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then that was a day when you wasn't able to go live.
Yeah.
But you gave me what your exhibitor said.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So we said, hey, this is a report from Mikey. This is an exclusive.
Yeah.
And your exhibitor and you from your sources, you said 80 to 100 opening weekend.
Yep,
Like
exactly.
you nailed it.
Nailed it.
You literally nailed it
Before
on the
this
head.
article came out, he probably had a similar source, you know?
Yeah, this was a week ago, right?
We can go,
And you literally nailed that. Now I remember when you gave me the figures, I was like, oh man, Mike, I was like, that seems kind of low actually. Right? And I
So
was-
again, we're hearing this here, right? We're hearing this at 38 minutes and 41 seconds. 80 to 100 million. Okay. Well, in this same stream, there's another clip here. I'm just gonna skip ahead because I have this one here, 140.39. Let me just make sure I get that correct. So I saw the one he sent me RJ, but since I already have it up, I'll just look for that itself. 140.39. All right. And there we go. All right. So this is them continuing, I guess, to pimp, to kind of double down on the 100 mil.
I don't know what they're trying to accomplish. Like, this is literally a headline. I showed the article. My God. That's funny, man. They're trying so hard. Like, it's like,
yeah.
dude, just I accept reality.
Yeah.
And that means the Batman's not gonna do 100 million the first weekend. That's what I accept. Does that trigger you? I don't know. Does that trigger you?
Well, it's
Listen to this. Man.
Well, remember they said I was crazy for saying the Suicide Squad wasn't going to clear 100 million either. Remember that?
But Omicron was in a full swing, day and date release. I mean, it was in August, which is traditionally like not the best month for this kind of stuff. It really isn't, because it's like the last month before school begins. It's it's traditionally slower. There's a lot of factors that went into it. But there we have it right there. Them saying it's not going to make 100 million opening weekend, and he believes that. And as we watched at the beginning of this, he believes, he stands by everything that he says on his platform. So I think it's very, very, very much that he's full of shit. JR, oh hey, what's up, JR? Yeah, you here to run defense for your buds? Jarbo must love Candyman. I do love Clive Barker's Candyman. Yeah, it's a
Great movie.
fantastic.
Candyman is a great movie.
Tony Todd is the shit.
Oh,
Like,
I love
Tony Todd.
DeCosta's-
Tony Todd actually. Tony Todd follows me on Twitter.
Nice. I haven't
Olympia.
seen the new one yet, but
It's
Yaha,
really good.
but Yaha is also amazing, and
Yeah.
I'm actually more excited to see him in Aquaman 2 than I am Jason Momoa, because I loved him in the first. I loved him in Aquaman. So
Oh,
yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I like movies with different people in them. I guess I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know what you're trying to get at here. I just
You must
if you're
love
make-
you must
yeah,
love
you must love Candyman. What does that mean?
Oh my god, Charbo, you like Candyman.
I mean, like, I've even seen Candyman 2, that terrible straight to home video movie from back in the day. You know, like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's so weird, man. Anyway, they're so weird. But Protoss here says take the L right there, Sil. 100%. Because from there we can even keep going with this, right? Because it gets a little bit funnier as we start to kind of mosey on through the news. We spend a lot of time going through the clips and laughing about things that they have said, because it's frankly ridiculous and very stupid, and it's what you expect from people who at this point are outright lying to you. And I, you know, there are there's multiple Matt Jarbo accounts, and you know, no, that's not cool.
Oh, and also Eddie's on that stream too now.
Oh, is he in the panel?
No, not in the panel. He's
He's in the chat. Oh, well,
Why do we call him
Stella? I saw Stella in there. Hopefully Ray is not in there. I really hate Ray to get that kind of harassment from him. But anyway, let's go over to this here, because this is coming in from Deadline today. Apparently, the Agenda wrote this article. If you listen to Sil,
the agenda.
the
Yep.
Agenda.
Wait,
you know,
hold up, is it the Scooby
Well,
Doo
I'm a
agenda
part of the
or is it
agenda.
the overall agenda? I can't tell the difference anymore.
I don't know, man. But this is the thing with this, right? Here's the thing when it comes to the tracking, because as we showed earlier, right? As we showed earlier in Sil's own chat, you know, A Pass here asking, how do we know the numbers aren't being doctored? And then Zod Rider saying that they are being doctored. Here's the thing when it comes to box office.
What does it even mean? What does it
It's
mean that
well,
being doctored?
what they're trying to argue is that Warner Brothers is sending out false information. Warner Brothers does not send out false information. This information gets independently verified through a third party, because so Warner's will put out the projections, and then when the actual numbers come in, that's what you get. But they also, these numbers are not fudged in any way, because when I was managing my theater, every night I'd have to get the totals, and I'd have to call in to a company called Rentrax and tell them the totals. And then when I worked at the theater in LA, we would compile all of our data into a nightly spreadsheet, a nightly Excel file. And then I would have to send that off to corporate, because we also owned, I think the corporate owned like 26 theaters. So all of that data comes in every single night. And then all of that data gets compiled and packaged and sent off to all the different, I think it's like 3 different companies that track all of the data. So this is not, because there's so much money at stake, this stuff does not get fucked around with. Now, streaming numbers, they don't got to report.
Well, streaming numbers are less transparent.
Yeah, way less transparent. But for box office, this shit is transparent. Make no effing mistake.
Right, and also, like you said, there's 3 different like companies reporting on the numbers, counting the numbers, and all that stuff. And so, like, even if Warner Brothers themselves don't tell them, there's like 3 companies that will be like, "Hey, this is the numbers we're counting." So
yeah, there's a lot of that there, and it's you know, so it's you can't fudge this stuff.
and even if you fudge it, you will be fined.
Jared here says, I'd believe fudging if theaters weren't demonstrably packed. The lobby alone was swamped with people. Yeah. Well, again, there's also like
But
many
Warner Brothers executives are buying tickets and going to this movie.
Yeah, well, remember when Captain Marvel came out, you know, they
It's
said the
literally
same thing.
fandom menace tactics.
It's just fandom menace tactics. Yeah, like don't believe them. We're the boots on the ground. We know this shit. But anyway, let's look at the article here. Right, the Batman 128 million plus. It's got to make sure we get that plus in there. Opening reps Warner Brothers biggest during pandemic. Biggest debut for Matt Reeves, and I think again, like they haven't done $100 million opening weekend in a number of years. So it says here, in another clear sign that moviegoing is alive and well despite ceasing during the pandemic, The Batman is delivering the second best opening since 2019 after Spider-Man No Way Home with 128.5 million, a 43.2 million Saturday, which was 24% minus against the Pix opening Friday previews. I don't know. Okay. I'm not too sure what all that means. The Batman made $248.5 million worldwide. And then there's a good chance that the film itself could rise beyond 130 million, and that would be for the Thursday through Sunday numbers, and that does include the
Tuesday.
fan event screening, and then apparently some Wednesday screenings fucking somewhere.
Well, I
one
know
can
that-
no
I-
clue where, and we don't even know anything about that.
I can't find any reporting to say where that was happening at.
The
So
only thing that I know about the Wednesday thing is that I know that AMC had like some event for their like execs.
Oh
and had,
yeah,
like-
they had like an investor screening on
Yeah,
Wednesday.
investor screening on
that's right, I
Wednesday in
forgot about that.
LA, and so that's all I know about that. But they weren't like selling tickets for that. They weren't like, it was just like, if you're an AMC investor, come to on Wednesday and come sit in the theater type of thing.
oh, okay.
But that
That's-
Wednesday box office.
But
That
the
Wednesday
Wednesday has
box
box office still, even if people went there for free.
Yep.
Because
Because
they're-
that damn box office, man.
Damn it.
Yeah. Well, Andrew here does say putting out false numbers could constitute fraud. That's true.
Yeah.
You know,
Which is
and
why
so,
that's why it's never happened, because
Yeah.
again, if that happened, we would know about it because it's illegal.
but none of that
Don't
matters because it's the
say.
agenda, RJ.
It's
It's the agenda.
Who cares if it's illegal? It's still a part of the agenda. Oh my
Yeah.
word.
All right. So it says here, Batman is easily the best opening for Warner Brothers during the pandemic. The best opening for Matt Reeves ahead of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which had 73 million. And then as of right now, the best domestic opening for 2022. The Batman's opening further underscores the value in a big theatrical opening, and that there is no upside to going theatrical day and date, which is a recipe for eroding revenues. And certainly doesn't do any favors for propping up any hardworking filmmaker or talent's career. Where's the glory in hiding streaming figures? Well, this is clearly a person. I mean, look, I think day and date serves a purpose for some movies, but The Batman wasn't one of them. 45 days from now, it's going to be on HBO Max. That's acceptable, I guess. I don't know. Like, I mean, I want to watch it again, and I'll watch it on HBO Max. So,
Yeah.
But here's where we get into some stuff here, right? So and this is another part of the thing that Sill's been kind of arguing today. As Discovery Communications is set to merge with Warner Media as early as next month, the success here of The Batman should serve as a reminder to Zaslav as to how theatrical continues to work vibrantly for the studio, and how executives like Chairman Motion Picture Group boss Toby Emmerich and DC President Walter Hamada are instrumental for the momentum of the studio's success as the pandemic eases and movie-going
And this is why I
resurges.
still call this article, what do you call it, a shill piece, a fluff
Yeah.
piece, shill piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it said that this opening gives credence to not getting rid of Toby Emmerich or
Well,
Walter
and
Hamada.
again, what have I said about that? That the likelihood of getting rid of them is not very high if the Batman performs well.
Right.
Because that's going to be the last movie that came out. And I don't know how well, like, let's say Black Adam's going to do, but remember, Hamada was brought in to minimize budgets and to get movies out. That's what he was brought in to do. And he's been, there's been ups and downs, obviously, but they do see that there is a value in creating content on the side of, let's say, of HBO Max, which we'll get into that as well. But anyway, here they say there's been word around town that Zaslav is bound to make staff cuts at the new merger, even talk of how some overall Kongom leads. However, Zaslav should be cognizant that when it ain't broke, you don't fix it. Let's keep the Warner Brothers theatrical machine going as it sets the table for other spin-offs such as Reeves' upcoming Penguin series to make waves on HBO Max. So that's kind of the whole point, right? Is when you look at this whole thing, Zaslav is most likely going to get rid of a lot. I mean, Keelar was already going to be gone. Like that isn't like
Keelar and
anything.
Sarnoff, I mean, those make sense. Because
Yeah, well, and it was again as soon as they announced this merger, we all knew Keelar was going to lose his job.
Right.
We all knew that because Zaslav would take over, so there'd be no need. And Sarnoff was kind of last one hired, first one fired, sort of thing.
And also with like going back to Hamada as well, like with his contract coming up soon, and at the end of 2023, I think they're just gonna run this contract. They'll be like, okay, you did this good for the Batman. We'll see how you do for the next year. Your contract's almost up. Let's see how you do this year, and then let's see moving forward what's the plan for you. That's what's gonna happen. They're not gonna be like sign a new contract right away. I don't think, but with Emmerich, I think there's gonna be like, okay, you have like 2 to 3 years here left, because I think that's what's up on his contract as well. It's like 2 or 3 more years. Was like either if he wasn't staying this year, then he would go somewhere else. But I think he's staying this year. So I think.
Well, I don't. Yeah, he's not gonna like during a transition phase. Like, and I know people like William, and I like William, and a lot of people have said, you're going to want to bring in your own people. You are. But Zaslav does not have experience in the theatrical market. Zaslav is running Discovery Plus, which only has like 5 million people.
Oh.
That's it. Like 5 million subs it's a smaller niche market, and they're going to be expanding. But remember, at first it was like shock and awe, $30 billion. We're going to compete with everybody. And then we're going to pimp up all of our valuable IPs. And, everyone is like, oh my God, Snyder's going to come back and they're going to blah, blah, blah. Right. Then it's like, well, we're going to bring that back.
We don't need to outspend everyone else.
Yeah. We need quality over quantity, obviously. But when you look at Discovery's model, their model is quantity over quality. So I don't even know. All right. Everything they do is opposite to what he's saying. But, but now the budgets are going to be a little bit bigger. And I think Zaslav realizes that he's walking into a completely different situation, which is why I don't even see Zaslav lasting very long. And that's not to discredit the guy. I don't know. He might be good for it. I've said multiple times that I believe that history will be kind to Jason Kilar. Because of when it comes to HBO Max's popularity and legacy, and Keeler having to make those hard choices. And I might be alone on that one, but you know what? I genuinely like the guy. And I think his heart was in the right place. I think his mind was in the right place. And he made a very tough call. However, what we got here is, going on. Let me just double check where I'm at here. So it says here, they talk a bit about Reeves joining up and whatever. Okay. So obviously, here we go. A shorter version of the Batman was tested. However, that cut didn't test well as the 2 hour and 55-minute version did. Wow. That's new. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because so now that it's out, I can probably say this now. So yeah, in November, I went to a test screening for this movie, and I did get this cut. Although I just found out that the cut I got also had a more darker version of the Martha Arkham expose scene, and whatever, about that, whatever. But I did also heard that the week prior that they had a shorter version that had pretty much all the Martha stuff cut, and the Joker scene cut, and like some other stuff cut.
Jeez, I couldn't even imagine that version of the movie.
Well, let's keep spoilers to a minimum because not everyone's. It's not even. Right. Yeah, let's. I was like, well, if you've seen, sorry. I should have caught that faster. I was actually reading something else.
I was just like rambling. I totally.
Yeah, but I will say, like, I do think it could have been a tad shorter. There could have been a couple places you trim it up a little bit, but ultimately the movie is very lean. The movie's very interesting, and I love the film. I can't wait to watch it again. Now, we kind of get into this next bit here, which is where this is not what people want to hear. Even myself, I'm not a fan of this. To be fair, because I've been open about how I feel it should be connected, but with the success of this movie and even Peacemaker, they are clearly now looking to go a different direction. So according to Screen Rant here, DC movies don't have to be connected or set up sequels, says Warner Brothers executives. So this is coming in from Toby Emmerich. This is kind of in the same article we were just looking at, but they summarized it better. So it says here, the secret of the movie business is quality. It is the best business strategy for both theatrical motion pictures and superhero movies. The movies don't have to all have the same tone or interlock with other DC movies or have an Easter egg that sets up another film. quality is the most important factor for a studio. And the largest thing and the biggest thing you can do to influence quality is the filmmaker that you hire. Now,
I agree to an extent with that, but at the same time, I think that there should be at least, like, if you are knowing that you're going to have at least some opening of able to do a sequel or to connect it to some other things, have at least some sprinkles of Easter eggs, so then you have options. Like in this movie, in the Batman, there was plenty of Easter eggs for future villains or
yeah, there's other things that were there wasn't a lot of them.
It wasn't overt to the point where it's like, okay, we get it. You want to make a sequel. They're very subtle and handled very well and graciously interwoven into the narrative.
Exactly.
Right. Although, like, I do think that if you are, I think I share somewhat the same concern that you have, Jarbo, with that whole Black Adam trailer little spill in the beginning before the Batman plays, like how is
doesn't that confuses people,
right? How that can confuse people.
So that's kind of, and I know there's the multiverse. Remember, they're like, oh, the multiverse, and now it almost feels like they're scrapping the multiverse plans. Kind of feels like that, doesn't it? Right? At least for right now.
Well, it's hard to say because we haven't seen their plan yet in motion. The plan they have isn't going to go into effect until November with the Flash movie. So it's hard to even gauge what they want to do.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I will say this though. I do feel like what they are going to do is build around. So they're bringing in the filmmakers. Obviously, the filmmaker that you hire. Okay, listen, like we got to talk about it real quick, right? We got to talk about it real quick.
This filmmaker-driven narrative is something that they've been saying for a while, but it's
true.
Like,
yeah, no shit.
However,
like, what about Zach?
Yeah, there's what about Zach, but allow me to play devil's advocate for a second, and that is the budgets. The budgets have to match. Zach's movies are insanely expensive, as they should be, due to what's in there. But with every new movie, with every new iteration of those characters, or every new film that brings back those characters, the budget goes up because of the amount of money that it costs to get the actors. And then there's like the residuals, and then there's a whole bunch. Again, these movies have to do very well to get more. By having $100 million budget, it can afford to like ebb and flow a bit at the box office. It's going to make its money back, but it's not a $400 million movie, which is what effectively is what Justice League kind of cost. I mean, that's my estimation. If doing the movie and then doing the reshoots with Joss Whedon had about a $300 million budget, and then you tack on another $70 million for the Snyder Cut, never mind all the promotion
and
marketing, that's going to put it north of 400 for everything. And it took them 5 years to get those two versions out, and they spend a lot of money on it. And that's the other part of it too, that I think a lot of people don't realize, is just how expensive Zach's movies are. And they only get more expensive. So by scaling it back, which is why they brought in Hamada, to scale it back and to be more filmmaker driven, because now keep in mind, again, following Keelar's actions and pissing off people like Nolan, Zaslav does want to start working with the filmmakers and getting because that is a good business model for Warner Brothers, by the way. Being filmmaker driven is very good for them, and getting back to that. But when it comes to having these properties, these franchises, you got to have a helm. You got to have someone leading the charge, because otherwise it's going to be like, you remember, okay, go back to 2008. You had The Dark Knight, right? Then in 2011, it was Green Lantern, and that bombed. And then 2012 was fucking Dark Knight Rises, which did really well, but it didn't leave a long lasting, good taste with audiences. And then the year after that was Man of Steel.
And also, like, it's another thing about filmmakers and projects and stuff like that is crazy thing is like, you have these character embargoes and stuff like that I also think, which affects a lot of filmmakers with these DC and movies and DC, whatever, all their movies and TV shows are affected by this character embargo, which goes back to Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins and Dark Knight. And he was the one that created this character embargo.
Yeah.
And that's why Zach was it was contracted to only handle Superman. He can't like he was that's why he's only able to direct films that have Superman in them. If like so it's weird. It was really weird.
Yeah. What I hope happens is that they go, okay, because I know Zaslav had said that, Andrew here says Discovery will not try to win the spending war in streaming, which makes sense.
He's been very transparent about that.
And he's also said that it's a funnel down, right? It's a funnel with theatrical being the top of the funnel. And the reason why that's even more interesting, especially when we look at so think of it like this. Think about what's going to be happening with just the couple franchises on HBO Max, right? And I'm not talking like the Greg Berlanti stuff, which I don't see lasting much longer, to be fair.
I think it's on its last legs anyway, to be fair.
I think so. I really do think that it is. But what you've got here is Discussing Film put this out today. Director Matt Reeves says that the Gotham PD spinoff series has pivoted to focus on Arkham Asylum. Says here, he describes it as leaning into the idea of a horror movie or a haunted house that is Arkham.
Which makes a lot of sense given the ending.
Sounds
of the film.
good.
If you've seen the movie, it makes a fair amount of sense. And there's a lot of lore there. That's the interesting thing. They're building out the lore, which is fascinating. And right. So if you look at it like this, okay, fine. So you just kind of look at the general like lineup of Matt Reeves, the Batman world type stuff. You've got the Batman, you got the Penguin series, the Arkham Asylum series. There's the animated show, and then there's the Batman 2 and Beyond. All right, and the Penguin series is effectively the sequel to the Batman.
And this one is the prequel.
Yeah, and there's also the rumored Catwoman spin-off show that might be happening up in whatever. I don't want to say where because I don't want to give a spoiler, but like whatever. So there's a rumored Catwoman show. And if they go down that path, and Zoe Kravitz has led a television show before on Hulu, the high fidelity one, they could bring her in.
On another show on HBO.
She might have been. She was in
She has done TV work before.
Yeah,
The Little Lies. Yeah. I think The Little Lies.
Oh, little white lies or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Okay. But either way, she's done television. Oh, okay. And that was an HBO show. So, and that was all done through Reese Witherspoon's Hello Sunshine production company. So I would argue that, like they're going to be building out the world. And again, TV shows, you can look at Game of Thrones, the first couple seasons of Game of Thrones, 10 episodes, $60 million for the whole season.
Yeah. These shows don't have to be like super expensive. They could be great work of television art and not be like $200-300 million productions.
Yeah. And they could easily shoot, especially if they're shooting more on stagecraft, which them using that in the Batman was great. I like those scenes quite a bit. So there's a lot that they've been able to put into this that I think really kind of...
And they're clearly invested. And again, they wouldn't be this invested if they didn't think it was going to be a success. So,
I mean, also you have not only Matt Reeves has a deal with Warner Brothers, you also have Robert Pattinson has a deal with Warner Brothers as well now. Yeah. Too. A first look deal. So it's and he says that he already has like 3 projects in the works with them. So it's like,
they're gonna clearly go back to like funding this kind of stuff. So I mean, on that, here's the thing, on that mode, like I could see Zach potentially coming back to Warner's if they start if they give him the freedom again. I don't see him working with DC. I just don't see that happening. But even then, I stand by my whole point about Zach getting creative freedom at Netflix. Why leave? If they're going to continue working with you and throwing a couple $100 million your way every couple of years to do a project, like why would you stop? Just because we already know Zach is not going to he's made his money theatrically. What is he trying to? He's made about $4 billion for Warner's theatrically. So, at this point now, it's all about getting in eyeballs in front of people. And if 78 million people or 78 million households watched Army of the Dead in its opening weekend, then that's you can't pass that up, man.
Right.
So there's that. Anyway, trying to think there's anything else there that I think we kind of covered most of it, to be fair. Is there anything else that you guys think that we missed?
I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, Sill's a fucking moron. There you go.
Yeah.
And the Batman is a success and had a great opening weekend.
Did you happen to notice I put Mikey's head on Doomcock's body?
I noticed. I noticed that was like
noticed
the first thing I
that
noticed.
right away.
I noticed that right.
Listen, they might be mad. I don't care. If Mikey's mad, he's got my number. He can call me. There we go. I'll put that out there. But this is how I feel about this stuff, because this is definitely a situation where they've been trying to run this movie into the ground for weeks, for months even. And they clearly lost. And instead of just acknowledging that they got it wrong, it's no, everyone else was wrong but me, which I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Fuck that.
Am I out of touch? No.
No,
It's the children who are wrong.
That's one of the greatest lines. Couple quick, let's see. Couple quick super chats here. I saw Andrew Casali for $5, man. Hey, Andrew, you're alive.
He's
Awesome.
alive. Yeah.
I haven't seen Andrew Casali in a long time. I mean, he probably like went into a coma after watching No Way Home. In a good way.
Yeah.
After seeing the Batman, he says, here's my top 5. Batman 89, Batman Begins, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, the Batman, and then the Dark Knight. Wow, you put the Batman above the Dark Knight. That's been a tough discussion on Twitter this weekend. I'll tell you that, man. So
yeah,
thank you.
Mask of the Phantasm and Batman Begins are
I've
great
actually
movies.
never seen Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh, you've got to change
It's
that.
Yeah.
so good.
Is it
so
on?
good.
It's on
It's
HBO
on
Max,
HBO
right?
Max.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
It's great.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah.
it's only like an hour. It's only like 70 minutes.
Yeah, it's short. It's like because tonight I streamed early because I got to get up early with the kid, and I was like, you know what, I'll go early tonight, and then I'll go and I'll play some Elden Ring. Haven't been able to dive into that for a couple days, so relaxing Souls game before I go to bed. But then HBart's here with the $5 one. I did see this, but I just wanted to wait till the end of this one. The dude who threatened to beat you up over a joke is on the lounge. That is true. Enosh does have Phil Unfiltered over on his channel right now, and that's I don't really care. I mean,
it's fine.
if Enosh wants to support a bully, that's fine. I'm kidding. But no, Phil and I had it out on my other channel. All right, but HBart's here says I don't support attacking people over opinions. I mean,
well, nobody should punch anybody in the face. Over movies.
Yeah, but like, and he, not only that, but like he was very misogynistic towards Saggy, which I don't think gets as much commentary.
No, but remember, guys, you can't pull the female card with the race card. I'm sorry.
Oh, he did, yeah. People like that are super fucking toxic, hands down. And if you want to punch me in the face over a dumb comment, by all means, beat your meat. Like that's a better way to express your rage. All right. Like just, pummel your crotch into freaking dust. I don't care. So that's all it really is. But hey, largely it's been a couple days and everyone's kind of moved the hell on. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Cause I think people realize I said something stupid, but it wasn't like I was being I wasn't being mean.
No, I mean, again, you apologize for it. We've all moved on.
Yeah.
If you want to give me shit for being on the stream, you can go suck my dick.
Dumb. It was
You can go suck my big
Suck
fat
my
cock.
dick. Yeah, there you go. Clapback season.
Yeah.
But it's true. It's the whole
I'm
thing.
gonna take this to the prison again. You guys have fun. I just
What?
What?
I'm playing with Hans and Mao. Leave me alone. We're doing bounties.
Why
all
are
right?
you on stream?
Why are you on
Because I
stream
like
then?
clapping back. Don't worry about it. All right.
You are
My mouse
embarrassing
is weird.
yourself tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna wrap it up
care.
here in a minute because it's already
All right.
10:30, and I do want to go play video games. But Mo Moon here says, Matt, Hollywood is after me because of Moonbreak. Help. Well, stop making. You mean Moonfall? Stop making bad movies. There you go. Mage here says, I hope Zaslav can bring Nolan back. He will.
I think it was revealed that Zaslav did have conversations with Nolan.
He's gonna try very hard.
Yeah,
to
that-
know
I
that-
like
well-
conversations with Nolan, Amy Pascal, Greg Berlanti.
Did you see that tweet that somebody said that and Zack
Oh
Snyder
my
and it got
God.
like 500 retweets and it was a fake account?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why discussing film
People
needs to
are
be
very
verified.
discussing film should be verified. I agree.
Like at this point,
They really should be. I don't know why they're not verified. I don't
It's-
get it. They
it's
they
totally-
should
They're a
be.
legit news website at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah, at this point they are. They have a website. They
They have
publish
a
it on there all the
website,
time.
and they also have exclusives and it's like good stuff, like the whole Tom Brady like movie was
Oh
their
yeah,
exclusive,
yeah.
and
They
then there was
reported that.
announced.
Yeah.
Tom Brady movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tom Brady's getting into movie making.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know, right? I
the-
saw that come through, and I'm all like, I don't care.
I
Oh, yeah,
know. I
that
was
was
like, I don't
before
care.
the
Like,
day after he
'cause
retired.
I'm firmly in the fuck Tom Brady camp. I'll, you know what? And it's like, it's not that I think he's a horrible guy. All right, I just really
He's
don't like
weird.
the Pats,
No,
and I'm
like,
not even a
he's
football
just weird.
fan, and I fucking don't like the Pats.
Nobody likes
like
the-
him
nobody
kissing his
likes the
son,
Pats.
having his son kiss him back again. Like, oh, I like that. That was just so weird.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
It was just
Yeah, let's see. James here says Nolan's Batman is a crime drama, which works, but Gotham made Batman what he is, and in Nolan's film show Gotham as clean and boring cityscape. Because it was more based on New York, I think. Like Batman Begins.
Chicago.
Well, no, Batman Begins was filmed in Chicago, but The
Yeah.
Dark Knight was Detroit, I think, and then The Dark Knight Rises was in New York, and so they
Right.
turned Gotham from Chicago, which is what it generally is,
Yeah.
and to into being
New York
a New
City.
York, and it's like, well, Metropolis is New York, so
Yeah, that's what's-
Gotham with all the corruption in Chicago, the mobsters in Chicago. So it's like they took that aesthetic away. But what they also did, though, and I was watching some review of the Batman the other day, and the guy made an interesting point. In Nolan's movies, Batman has to save the city from itself, kind of, and because in all three movies he has to save the city.
Yeah.
And then in the Batman, it's not about saving the city. He does, because he can't like I can't say what it is.
Yeah, you can't really.
I can't say
get
what it
into
is. It's just not entirely that. You know what I mean? And it's like, but I thought it was such a different way
yeah.
of going about it.
Well, yeah, and again, I can't get into it, but it's almost like he didn't necessarily succeed fully, which is also an
Okay.
interesting part of that.
Okay, sorry. They did film The Dark Knight in Chicago. Sorry, I got that wrong. I
Yeah,
think
Chicago,
I got The Dark Knight with BVS kind of mixed up. My bad, guys. My bad.
Oh, yeah,
Pittsburgh was The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, but they said it like all the establishing shots.
It's like
were
a
fucking New
mixture
York.
of Chicago and Pittsburgh. Yeah,
Like all the B-roll stuff and the establishing shots were New York, but like the actual like sets were Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, real quick though. Let me also, one thing we haven't really addressed yet, and then this I will end it after this. If you look at this here, the Batman received an A- on CinemaScore.
That
is
is
great.
part of the agenda.
And-
That's part of the agenda.
Yeah,
and that's
right.
the general audience who get pulled after they see the movie.
Yeah, and that's so people walked out going, I like it. Yeah, it has its issues, but I ultimately like the fucking movie.
Yeah.
So that's
like-
something
it's
there
like-
to consider.
And
So what's gonna happen if next weekend at the box office it doesn't like completely implode?
I don't know.
What's the next goalpost movie thing gonna be?
I don't know what even opens. I mean, they have no competition for the rest
They
of
have
the month.
no
right?
competition till March 25th with The Lost City.
Yeah, even that's not. I'm not even.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not
what do
like
you
real
mean?
competition.
that comes out on my
Technically-
basically on my birthday.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't
technically
care.
the next like big blockbuster is not till April 1st with Morbius.
And
Oh, yeah.
Even that isn't like a huge
That's
competition.
they're gonna have to connect.
So the
Look,
next
they
movie is
want.
Doctor Strange too. So
Yeah,
no,
if they want Morbius to do well, they're gonna have to drop something that shows a Spider-Man connection. I'm telling, like they're gonna have to do.
That's,
It.
Yeah.
They have Michael Keaton.
Well, but no, they
That's-
actually have to have like a
Right.
they
yeah.
they
Because
have to do
like
something.
to me, because like the thing is that you have Michael Keaton in the last trailer you saw it, half the trailer was Michael Keaton. So people now half your final trailer is Michael Keaton. So people expect Michael Keaton to be at least in half of the movie. Be like, and if you only get him like in like 20 minutes of the movie, you're like, oh, where's Michael Keaton?
Watch it be like one scene.
Oh my god, I will throw.
I mean, they got
the thing is,
like,
I'm not a fan of Jared Leto. I'm not a fan of Morbius being a solo movie as either. Because the thing about Morbius, he can just have a subplot in a movie. He doesn't need a whole movie for himself, and it's just like so
Well,
weird.
It looks like the interactions between Michael Keaton and Morbius are all going to be in prison.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably like
So-
one.
it's
I
gonna
mean,
be
a
like the
couple
last little
scenes
bit.
towards the end of the
Like,
movie,
3
probably.
scenes.
Yeah. So that's all it's probably going to be.
Yeah.
But on that note, guys, I am going to call it because I do want to go play video games and unwind after the long weekend. I do appreciate everyone being here tonight. We had about 125 people watching at one point, so that was fantastic.
Ayo.
We got 95 right now. I haven't asked yet, but if you guys want, slap that like. If you thought this was a good clapback showcasing hypocrisy from
Consensually.
from people.
Slap that like button.
Yeah, consensually, definitely take it out for a date,
Yeah.
buy it a dinner, take it to go see the
Don't phone
Batman.
Eddie
Yeah.
or Zeno.
You know,
And
yeah.
stay tuned for more action from the Scooby Gang on Scooby Gang Saturdays, coming next week.
Scooby Gang. Scooby
I-
Gang, Scooby Gang, Scooby Gang.
Yeah, yeah. I
Maybe
guess
it's in the-
I guess so. I don't know. I guess I'm scrappy. That's like what we decided. Am I scrappy?
Yeah.
Okay, because everyone fucking hates me.
Well, you like to fight, so you're scrappy.
I do like to fight. I think it's fucking funny. And I think it's always good to do that, especially. So my door is always open. People can always come on in and have conversations about shit. However, listen, I do appreciate everybody. Thank you all so much. And just go see the movie and think for yourself. And remember that people who are trying to tell you that they're the only ones with the info are generally not. So, all right, everybody, have yourself a great night.